Morning everyone, I welcome you all to this 8th module of security requirements in Internet of Things. So we have been widely discussing that Internet of Things is basically an extension of the Internet by integrating the networks, various networks, mobile networks, Internet, social media, social networks, and a lot of intelligent things and sensors that are around us to provide uh, we can say that better services and luxurious applications to the user. And last couple of days we have also been discussing that the success, the standardization and the adaptability, acceptability of Internet of Things widely depends upon the standardization of international standards or in security at various layers of Internet of Things, which should provide the, we can say that, security, interoperability, compatibility, reliability in data transfers, effectiveness and efficiency of operations in a reliable manner on a global scale. uh, Internet of Things is able to connect the physical worlds and to the digital physical world to the virtual world, or we can say that it has the potential of connecting the cyberspace to the what you call as real physical space. And these things are now basically embedded everywhere around us: mobile, laptops, smart devices, lot of things. In healthcare segments, we have been, if you have been watching news, there are a lot of smart devices available in this pandemic scenario also. So it is quite obvious that these things are gonna penetrate deeper in our lives, and they are gonna make us dependent on them. So it becomes very important that IoT infrastructures should guarantee the what you call as security and privacy, integrity of data, and it should be very well capable of, we can say, to stand against the vulnerabilities that are present in the network, and that are gonna exist, that are gonna come in, pop up in future because of advancements of these Internet of Things. So basically, Internet of Things, as we have been talking about Internet of Things, we have been generally discussing a three layers architecture, that is sensing, network and application. So we, in last couple of modules, we saw the security threats which are present in these layers, and there we discuss service layer and application layer, network and perception layer, and sensing layer. Just to recall back, we are aware of the fact that IoT significantly talks of data, and this data is collected from n number of devices that are uh, dispersed in globe dispersed in globe, in various applications like agriculture, transportation, logistics, and all. The problem with these devices or things which are associated at various levels are, if we talk of the sensing layer, then sensing layer, the access authorization is a problem, that is unauthorized access, we have been talking about it. Availability, then spoofing attacks, selfish attacks, malicious codes there, that is virus and all during updates, and denial of services, then the threats which are associated with the transmission of the data, and routing attacks while data is transferring from one entity to another. And if we go slightly up on a network layer, then loss of personal and what you call as public keys is one of the most important thread there, and transmission and routing attack is common. Then data breach, the integrity of the data integrity of the data, security of the data is also a problem there. As we move up to the service layer, or application layer or cloud layer, whatever it is, then the privacy threats becomes quite bodacious. Then service abuse is there. Their IoT is about million of devices. The services allocated for particular application shall not be misused by any other application or any other user. Then identity, managing the identity of these million of devices is again crucial. Then denial of service, replay attack, and then this routing attack is common. And अगर सर्विस लेयर पे हम देखें तो सिक्योरिटी मैनेजमेंट, एप्लीकेशन लेयर पे अगर हम देखें तो सिक्योरिटी मैनेजमेंट इश्यूज are there, and we discussed them in last couple of modules. So one important thing that is to be considered by this Internet of Things is that it is quite important that we understand that each unique implementation of Internet of Things should be evaluated for security requirements. They should be evaluated for security requirements. Here we would like to discuss the generic set of security requirements and vulnerabilities for Internet of Things at various levels of standardizations or customizations that would be required to identify each single device in Internet of Things, and that is able to standardize that each separate IoT what you call as IoT implementation. So we have already been discussing a lot of things about Internet of Things, but security requirements, let's come back again. Then we know that there are large number of devices, and data which is collected by these devices can be analyzed and is processed at various levels. That can be for cloud or depending upon the application. That this data allows the previously linkages which can be made, which may cause concern of privacy of individuals, because the processing of this data more or less takes place at a common level. It can be at a edge device, it can be at a fog device, or it can be at cloud. So this data security and privacy concerns are quite important with with this IoT reaching the next level, when there will be new levels of interoperability. Device can automatically talk or access any other device. Then self decision taking capabilities or autonomous decision taking capabilities, when these will be embedded to these devices, the complexity would be alleviated to new level, and the security loopholes and vulnerabilities that would exist would be quite difficult to handle. So these privacy risks also arise in Internet of Things because of lot of personal information is stored these days in our smart devices, which is somehow knowingly unknowingly is stored on a what you call as centralized system, some centralized layer we can say. So this is one crucial challenge of we can say this is one crucial big data challenge, and this has to be addressed by the what you call as professionals, and these implementers of Internet of Things should take care to implement these things in a lawful, ethical and socially acceptable manner. The security has a big concern, But the most significant data security and privacy concerns in the Internet of Things are yet to be defined clearly. This is quite ironical to hear, but this is what it is, that data securities or laws for the data theft and privacy concerns in this Internet of Things or on a lot of social media spoofing is taking place these days, if you are hearing news these days. So these things are to be taken carefully. We are not unknown to the cyber threats, we are not unknown to the cyber threats, but the kind of personal data and personal information which is being collected by these smart gadgets around us daily would definitely, if not addressed properly, not implemented properly, then definitely once this Internet of Things reach its what you call as pre judged level of interoperability and communication capabilities, another black swan event is bound to happen. I hope you all understand what is black swan event. Just to brush up something. Uh, uh, any of the mishappening in a financial world or financial sector, or in a world that take place and that is beyond control of anyone, that is called as black swan. There are a lot of black swans in the recent history, and Brexit was the last one. I don't remember, that was 2016 or 17. Brexit was the last one because of this UK not surrendering its currency and entire European countries going to a common euro or pound kind of a scenario. So this caused a lot of fall in the global market, and the rates of euro and pounds, they fell suddenly. So that was beyond any control, and there are a lot of attacks on a banking sectors previously, although the cyber securities for internet are quite strengthened. But once your device abhi to when you do your Paytm, your device asks a number of things, OTP or password and all and all and all. But knowingly or unknowingly, all these passwords and all, they are stored somewhere in the memory of your phone. So once these devices are communicating to each other automatically, so this would be a problem. Anybody could gain access to your very personal information and just sweep up your personal account. And same thing goes with the financial organizations of a country like RBI in India. That is why, to prevent any such blunder black swan event in future, these things are to be implemented very carefully. So we should understand that what are the main IoT what are the main challenges that are associated to the data in Internet of Things. So I'm so sorry. There are basically 6 main issues that are related to this data thing. First one obviously is the confidentiality, then integrity of the data, that data is trusted and is secured, then availability, then your non-repudiation, authenticity and privacy. These are some things which are to be which are quite the main security requirements from data perspective. Now privacy risks, they arise as object within the Internet of Things collect and aggregate the parts of data that is related to their services to a number of cyberspace or various what you call as and forwards it through network layer to various places. The collection of multiple points of these data can swiftly become a personal information, and as reviewed in the context of what you call as location, time, etc., it can be quite vulnerable for individual and organization. So once we talk of the data confidentiality, the issues which are related to the data confidentiality is insufficient authentication and authorization. We have been talking about this. Then insecure interfaces. It can be through my smart device, or it can be the insecure interface at the what you call as internet. Then access control. We have all the access to our devices. Once these things become the integral part of internet of things, we definitely would have the access, but that access somehow, the access to our devices, to our smart devices, through the passwords, through thumb impressions, through eye impressions, or a number of things would be secured in a number of manners, and these patterns would be wantingly or unwantingly had to be stored somewhere, and this would create a mess if these information gets loose in open network. This would be a very threatening for any individual as well as organization. Then transmit while this data is in the network layer, the transport encryption shall be provided, and confidentiality obviously is to be taken care of. Then when we talk of the privacy issues, then privacy, data protection, and the personal data, which is my data or any organization's data, encryption of it, and any individual or organization should have complete trust in this what you call as network, and this network or whatever body is gonna take care of this internet of things shall provide full confidence that information related to person and public is fully secured, and this what you call as privacy should be ensured from manufacturer to the application service provider. Then data protection obviously, and traceability, profiling, and unlawful processing should be taken care of. Now when we talk of the trust, then the trust of public and person in this network should be there, and for that each and every small or big entity which is connected to the internet of thing should be identifiable. Then data updates, what do you call as this data software updates and data updates, and these things should be fully secured, and in name of data update, no one should be able to get access to your personal what you call as information. Then the trust, when we talk of mobile is mobile because anybody should be able to connect call from anywhere in the world. Same goes with internet of things. It is the connected network, and when we say connected network, anyone across the globe should be capable to access any other device across the globe anytime. So this continual availability of service should be entrusted, and then these what do you call as various attacks against IoT devices which are present and which may pop up should be taken care of, and then what do you call as user control should be full proofed. It should be foolproof at any point of time. Any person or what you call as organization should not be in a position where it what you call as where it finds it difficult to have to control his internet or sorry, his what do you call as his network or his data. So to further we actually discussed in separate manner all these things as a four-layer architecture, which we had been discussing in last couple of modules. So to summarize them, if we see, so these are the security concerns and these are the layers. So इनसिक्योर वेब इंटरफेसेस और जो आपके वेब इंटरफेसेस की वजह से जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, दे माइट पॉप अप एट application layer, or you can say interface or service layer, as well as somewhere in the network layer, because network is the one which provides the connectivity directly to the application. But this interface problem does not arise in the sensing layer. Then authorization, authentication, that is identity management of device or network or any application should be there. So this authorization and authentication is a key here, and it is present in all the four layers. Now network services is something which is related to the network, the problems which is pop up, eavesdropping, data theft, or your data being transported from your mobile to laptop, and I somehow gain the access of the network, and save a copy of that data on my device. So these all problems are related to the network, and so this can take place in the service layer and the network layer because they are interconnected. So this can easily be done. Same ways, as the data is on the way, so service layer and network layer has to be taken care of. Then privacy concern. The privacy concerns is related to the main concern to the end nodes, sensors or anything which is collecting data, and when this data is transported over network as well as service layer. So privacy concerns are limited to to be taken care of in service, network and sensing layer. Then insecure cloud interface, fog interface, edge device interface is at the interface layer only. Same ways, mobile interfaces at the interface level and at the mobile level, that is at the end node level, and during the connectivity, this is on the network layer. Then software updates on network and interface layer, and then physical security is main concern at the sensing layer, although physical security at the network layer also takes place, because if someone gains access to your device, he will be able to access network layer. That is why this physical security is to be taken care of at network layer and sensing layer. So these security concerns which we have mentioned here present at these layers, and these things are to be taken care of by organizations which would set the international laws and standardizations for Internet of Things. So I guess that shall be all for this module. Tomorrow we will be talking about authorization and what you call as authentication. Thank you.